I'm going to address a question I get, which is, what mouse do I use? Now, forget this stuff here. This is stuff I use for broadcast because it's really small and it's the mouse and keyboard are paired together to one wireless dongle that keeps my life simple and it keeps the live video moving. I don't need a full-size keyboard for controlling the video outputs and stuff for you guys. Also, I often have a separate keyboard and mouse when I'm working on a computer over here, building a new computer. I need to test it, plug in a keyboard and mouse, and it's a pain to disconnect the keyboard and mouse from the broadcast machine and then plug it into the test machine. And then when I have them both out, when I have two keyboards and two mice, you'll often see me confuse which mouse is hooked up to which computer. It doesn't matter if they look different. I still, typically grab the one closest to me. It's just a habit. So I make that mistake a lot. But in my back office, where I have my workstation where work is getting done, I have been for years and years, using this mouse right here called the Logitech Marathon mouse. Now I will tell you why I use this mouse. It's quite simple. I'm a simple guy. I don't like it when people make things overly complicated for no real good reason other than they have nothing else better to do. I have things better to do. So I need a mouse that I don't constantly have to change the batteries on, that doesn't have 8 million buttons on it. I don't need all that. I need a scroll wheel, I need a left and right button, and I like having a back button I can hit with my thumb, particularly when I'm in a browser and I want to go back to the previous page. I just hit it with my thumb. Those are the only buttons I ever use. And particularly the left click and the scroll wheel are very important to me. Like the back button, I could do without it. This mouse does all of that, batteries included, and these batteries will last 2 years in this mouse. 2 years without changing the batteries. It's fairly inexpensive. It's under $25. Comes with its own dongle, and there's a little button on the mouse just below the wheel, if you look right here. And if you press that button in, the wheel then clicks as you rotate it. And if you push the button again, the wheel is free turning. So you can you can spin it like you're trying to get to the bottom of a big website or a big document. Just spin that thing down, and it's pretty cool. But I'm not attached to the mouse specifically. I like the design. I like how it fits my hand. It's a very comfortable mouse, and I love that I can't remember changing the batteries out in it. Usually I break it before that happens, or because it falls off the desk and it hits the tile floor. It's not good. So when I was looking to replace it, because it was time, I stumbled on this Triathalon mouse. So we have the Marathon mouse and the Triathalon mouse. Now what this mouse is supposed to allow you to do, and we're going to try this today, is it enables you to connect up to 3 devices. So it could be a Mac, a Windows PC, or even a tablet. And you can use either the included dongle, or you can connect it via Bluetooth, or all of the above. And the way you switch between devices is there's a little button, well, you see it says 1, 2, 3. So there's a little button right there, and you push it and it cycles 1, 2, 3. So once you've paired the mouse with each device, a simple press of the button will switch it to the different devices. Now if I can get this paired with a keyboard too, I'll be in heaven if it works the way they say it works. Now they only give you one dongle, so I don't know if that works through numerous dongles that way, or if it just works through Bluetooth and one dongle, or Bluetooth only. So I don't know. In other words, you may have Bluetooth on all your computers and you don't need to use the dongle. Well, clearly that's going to work fine. And if you have one computer that doesn't have Bluetooth, you use the dongle and it'll connect through 2.4 gig or whatever that is. And then the other 1 or 2 you can use for through Bluetooth. So my question is, what if I could buy a spare dongle? When you see the Logitech dongle that's got that orange star, where is it? See that orange star? That means it's a programmable dongle. It means that you can pair numerous other Logitech wireless devices to it, and it's super easy. You download, install that, and you can configure the dongle and the wireless device, the keyboard or the mouse. And then that stays paired. It programs the hardware, so you don't have to use that software ever again. Only need to install the Logitech software to program it, which means to either remove a device or add a device. I think these unifying receivers, they call them, can be programmed for up to 6 devices at the same time. So it's one great thing I love about Logitech. Furthermore, we're back to a same 2-year lifespan on the batteries, although this one's a little more money. This was about $35, and I've got a link to it in the link below the video. So let's get this out of the box. I paid for these with my own money. So Logitech has no idea I'm doing this, and there's no sort of bias in this video, but I do really love this Marathon mouse, and so if this can bring me the next step up, then I'm all for it. So I don't need the rest of that. Oh look, there's a piece of tape. That usually indicates there's batteries already installed. Oh, and there is a generic battery. Is there just one or two? Just the one battery. The tape keeps the battery from being discharged while it sits in the packaging for God only knows how long before you buy it, before the consumer gets it. I don't like this white bottom. I don't know why they made that white, because that's going to get dirty. There's the on-off switch I talked about earlier. Oh, where's the dongle? Oh, the dongle's inside here. So here's the dongle right here. For right now, I'm going to leave the dongle in, and we're just going to try pairing it with Bluetooth. And for a comparison's sake, let's go ahead and take out the old trustworthy Marathon mouse. For a basic mouse, it doesn't get much better than this. And furthermore, I wonder if this button works the same. Mouse wheel is spinning. Push the button. Mouse wheel is clicking. So that's exactly the same. I like it freewheeling like that. I love a freewheel mouse. Just zzz. This one doesn't make the sound. I might have worn out the bearing in mine. This one's completely silent. So, as I mentioned, I've got my left button and my right mouse button, which are critical. I can spin where I want to go. And then on the side, you've got your forward and back button. I never go forward, but I always go back, and I can hit that with my thumb. And then next to that, it allows us to select 1, 2, or 3 for which device we want to control. Now, I think for most people, you only have one device. I don't know many people that would need 2 at the same time. I'm in a unique position. Though I suppose you might want to use your tablet with your mouse, and you might want to use an external mouse on your laptop if you have a laptop. Although I find many people, most consumers who have a tablet, no longer need a laptop. But anyway, let me get the Marathon mouse out of its package here. So interestingly, the Marathon mouse does less but takes twice as many batteries, and they give you good brand name batteries. These look like Duracells. Yeah, these are Duracells. They say not for retail sale on them. And isn't that interesting? This one does more and has Bluetooth. It takes 1 battery. This one does not have Bluetooth and does less, and it takes 2 batteries. And they both have an estimated lifespan of about 2 years between having to change batteries. Now that's going to vary depending on the temperature of the room that the mouse is kept in. That affects battery life. How often you use the mouse. So your mileage may vary, but it's really a good battery life. So this is what I went online last night to buy, and then this is what I ended up with. So side by side, I can see I'm not going to lose that form factor I like. The top looks a little different, but to my hand, it's going to feel the same. Fits really well in the hand. I mean, that's a good fit. Inside, there's the dongle, which this one has to use. I don't believe this is Bluetooth at all. You'll see it's got the little orange star for the unifying receiver. If you have a mouse receiver from Logitech that doesn't have that orange asterisk, which the camera is not focusing on, then you don't have a unifying receiver. It stays paired forever to that one piece of hardware. So let's get the batteries in here. Now, I like the Marathon mouse so much, I started recommending it to my clients because having a wireless keyboard doesn't make sense for most businesses or people because the keyboard doesn't move around. At the most, it might slide in and out of a tray, but you know, to have to change batteries out on a mouse, I'm sorry, on a keyboard, just when you're not, why are you, you're just filling up the landfill and spending money for something that you don't need to be doing. A wired keyboard is fine. But a mouse, you're always moving it, right? So that needs to be wireless to just, the wire just gets in the way all the time, knocks stuff over at your desk. So I would go to clients and in their lunchroom, they'd have a refrigerator. And in the refrigerator, typically in the door, this is very common, there's a bunch of batteries in the refrigerator because you never know if a smoke detector needs a battery or something. And so I think what was happening is they were, with 15 employees, they constantly had mice needing batteries, and employees can't work if the mouse is dead. So I said, look guys, get these mice, get the Logitech Marathon mouse. You won't need those batteries replaced for 2 years. We've never looked back. And the refrigerator's still full of batteries. But they might be the same batteries for all I know. So this looks pretty cool if it works the way they say it works. So I'm gonna fire up my laptop over here. So this laptop, I believe, yes, this laptop has Bluetooth because I can see the icon in the lower right corner. So I'm going to use the touchpad on the laptop, and I'm going to tell it I want to pair, let's see, add a Bluetooth device, add a Bluetooth or other device. I want it to be Bluetooth. Now it's looking. So on the mouse, I think I just hold the button in for the selector until the light starts blinking quickly. Yeah, M720 Triathalon. And there it is. You can see I'm moving the mouse. It's working. All right, well that was really difficult. No dongle needed. So let me grab the dongle out of the back of this mouse, and I'm going to plug it into the streamer. Now there shouldn't be any pairing necessary. Oh, there's Logitech options software. I don't care about that. Let me close that. I'm going to go plug this into the back of the streaming computer here. And I shouldn't need to use this mouse anymore. I should be able to just put that over here. In theory, I should be able to then hit, oh wait, how do I tell it? Oh, it just automatically works. I selected number 2 on the mouse. So what I'm doing, just to give you guys a little close-up, on this mouse there's a little button right by the numbers. It's on the side. And as I press it, each number lights up one by one, right? So if I press it now, 3 is lighting up. 1 is lighting, which one? 2 is lighting up. So right now on 2, for some reason, I didn't tell it to, but it's already defaulted to the streamer, and I can prove it because I'm using this mouse in my hand right now, and I'm gonna resize my video window here. I'll make myself bigger or smaller with this mouse, see? I'm doing that. And then I hit this button to go back to number 1, and if you watch the video, you'll see I'm moving the mouse on the laptop. And then I can add a third device. I mean, that's pretty cool. For 35 bucks, I think that's a good deal, and you can get 2 years, potentially 2 years out of the battery, which I know for a fact I can do with the Logitech Marathon mouse. I think that pretty much wraps up this review. It's a pretty easy review. There I am. There you go, 35 bucks. I'd have gladly paid 60 for it, but don't tell Logitech that.